Hi, Olatunji Shobodi is my name. I'm glad to be back with you. And this is Leadership Monday. I've been away for a couple of weeks on a special assignment. So, pardon me that you have been deprived of your Monday nugget on leadership. But I'm back. And what a time to be back. It's the Christmas season, and I hope you are getting ready to have a fun-filled time. I am getting ready. I hope I don't shut down again. I'll try not to do that, and to walk all through the Christmas. Two broadcasts every week isn't such a big deal. So I'm hoping that you would join me on Leadership Monday, which is what we do every Monday, and also on Leadership in 30 Minutes, which is what we do on Thursdays. Both of them typically in the morning, but because you are subscribed to this channel, you can watch the video replay at any time that is convenient for you. Today, I want to speak on the subject of, are you abusing power? Usually, when you talk about leadership, you have to talk about power. That's what comes to mind for the average person, for particularly people who are desirous to hold leadership responsibility, or maybe better still, to hold leadership positions. People are attracted usually by the power that the leader commands. And that could be dangerous when you remember that famous quote that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But today I want to talk about something that many times we neglect. And one of the major signs of abuse of power when it comes to leadership conduct and leadership responsibility. And this is not something that we often think about. That's because our focus in executing our leadership responsibility is usually not on this particular issue. But this is the most important issue, if you ask me, as far as the leader's responsibility is concerned, and I'll try to show what it is. So I'm asking you today, are you abusing power? Are you abusing power? As you go into this week, that's something you want to think about, and think about seriously, because all the headaches that you're experiencing in your leadership role may well be evidence that you are not using the power that comes with your position and your responsibility for the purpose for which it is originally intended. Power is required to do leadership right. Make no mistake about it. Without power, you can't succeed as a leader. And there are different ways to use that power to foster or to promote the achievement of your results. All right. But, one of the things to establish that power is required is when you look at what the leader does. Every leader, if you understand leadership, you know that leadership is about replicating what makes you tick in the lives of the people who look up to you, who have committed themselves to you. All right. That's what power is given for. And that's what the key responsibility of a leader is. Because after all, what do you have to offer as a leader? What do you have to offer? You have to offer the things, the attributes that make you who you are. I mean, if you are such a high flyer, if you are such a man or a woman of capability and capacity, of course, that's what you are expected to transfer to your people. That's what you're expected to build in your people. All right. And in order for you to do that, you need power. Okay. When you look at John 1 and verse 12, it says, talking about the leader, it says that to those who received him, he gave power to become sons of God. So what a leader does is that when people receive you as leader, when people believe in you, when they commit to following you, to doing what you instruct, there is a transfer of power. All right, there is a transfer of empowerment, if you like, that makes them begin to reflect the attributes that you have in you. That's what leadership is about. So a leader produces sons. Okay, a leader produces people who share his or her attributes. When leadership is fully accomplished, you should see yourself in terms of your capacity and your capabilities in your people. All right, your people should be in a position where they can go ahead and begin to replicate the kinds of feats that you are able to replicate. They should be able to think through issues the way you are able to think through issues. Now, notice that statement says, when your people believe in you, when they commit to you, that there is a transfer of power. He gave them power to what? To become sons of God. To become sons of God. So, what is power given for? You are given power, all right, to produce sons. You are given, the leader's power is given primarily, ultimately, to produce sons, to produce, let's put it differently, in a more corporate language, successors. The legacy of the leader is what you use your power to accomplish. And a true legacy of leadership is producing people after your kind in terms of capabilities, in terms of capacity, but more importantly, in terms of character. I mean, what is a son if he doesn't share your character? Parental responsibility, as I said somewhere recently, is not about you dictating what course your son or your daughter should read. It's about you replicating character in them, building character in them. And that presupposes that you have built character in yourself, by the way. But let's assume that that is the case. You are not required to give your son anything more than replicating character in them. That's the greatest gift you can give. It's not money. And let me surprise you, it's not even education. Education is a means to an end. If education is given and it doesn't produce character in them, it's still a waste. And that's what we're talking about today. If you use your power as a leader in ways that it does not produce character, strong character in your people, you have misused power. You have abused the power that you have been given. The power you have been given is to reproduce strong character in your people. When strong character is in place, your people will perform. They will do the needful. They will exhibit capacity. They will exhibit capabilities. All right. That's why I love the statement. I always, I'm fond of it. I always make it that, if general made and said that, look, as a leader, leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. But if you must be without one, be without strategy. What he's saying is never ever trade off character, not for strategy, not for skill. All right. Skill, strategy cannot replace character. You are safe with character. You are safe, indeed safest, with reproducing character in your people. And we saw that, because Jesus himself replicated that in Matthew 4 when he was tested and tempted, if you like, before he was given leave, all right, to go and put his team together and to lead them. He was tested. He had to prove that he had what it took, that he understand the basic tenets of leadership. And guess what the first temptation was? He was asked, a very hungry person who had not eaten for 40 days and 40 nights and was very hungry. At the point of that temptation, he was told, look, you have the power. Turn stones into bread. That was what the devil told him. Turn stones into bread so that you can meet your need. I mean, you are hungry, you need to eat, and you have the power. So what's stopping you from turning stones into bread? And it's true, he had the power. He could turn the stones into bread so that he would meet his own need. But what did he say? He said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Notice, in that case, God was like a leader to him. He said, it's not about what I'm going to eat. It never must be. The use of power must never be to serve my purpose as a leader. All right? It's to serve the purpose of leadership, not my purpose as a leader, the purpose of leadership. And the purpose of leadership is to do according to what you have been trained to do. All right? He said, I have to follow words that I have heard from the one who trained me. I'm the product, as a leader, I'm the product of another. And I must stay loyal. I must stay committed. I must stay true to the things that I have learned. You see, he avoided, he understood there that power, he had power, but he understood the purpose is not for self-aggrandizement. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. Now, it is to benefit the people. It's not to take advantage of it. That's what he showed there. So he knew that he had to deploy his power for the right purpose. Now, let's talk about something else. When you look at John 15 and verse 16, it tells you, he said, you did not choose me. I chose you. What did I choose you for? So that I chose you, I appointed you, I ordained you to go and bear lasting fruit. So the mandate of the leader is clear. Go and bear lasting fruit. Any wonder that it says, by their fruit you shall know them. Okay, but what is fruit? And if you go and watch some of my previous videos, you would see that fruit is not the output that you produce primarily, like many of us think. Fruit is character. All right, because fruit there is in the context of Galatians 5:22-23. It refers to the character of God, the fruit of the Spirit, and their character attributes. There are 9 of them, by the way. So he said, I called you, I chose you, and I gave you power to go and bear fruit. In who? In you? No, in people. So the leader is called and empowered to go and shape the character of people. So the power that the leader is given is for shaping character in people. The greatest impact any leader can make is shaping the character of people. The true source of power actually is character. Okay? So you see again there. Now, let me show you some, where the followers of Jesus got into trouble or almost got into trouble. They had missed the purpose of the power they were given. If you look at Luke chapter 10 and you read from the beginning, you find, what did he do? We were told he gave them power and authority to go ahead and do the things that he was coming to do. All right, he gave them power and authority. Now, when those guys came back, they were giving him feedback, and all that they had to tell him was, hey, I said the demons were subject to us in your name. That is the power and authority that you gave us. We used it to silence demons. We used it to cast out demons. They were talking about what? They weren't talking about how they affected the character of people. They were talking about the demonstration of raw power. That was not the purpose for which they were given power. How do we know? Well, after they had given that report, Jesus then said to them, he said, yes, I saw Satan fall like lightning. He said, but let me draw your attention to something. And I'm paraphrasing here. He said, don't get excited by the fact that demons were subject to you in my name. He said, get excited that your name is written in heaven. That means they had missed it by what they emphasized as the effect of the power that they were given. They had missed it. They were not focusing their use of power on the right thing. Their use of power ought to have been focused on how they shaped the character of people. That's what he was expecting to hear. That's why he said somewhere, he said, look, there are going to be some of you who would say, Lord, Lord. And I'm going to say, I don't know you. He said, but you are going to say, but we cast out demons in your name. He said, well, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. Wow. But he gave them power. He didn't argue that they used the power, all right? And they did some things with it. All he was saying is that, look, you don't look like me, because this kingdom is only for people who look like me, and that is character. You don't have my nature. You don't have character. You have not used the power that I gave you to shape your own character and the character of the people I sent you to. That's what leadership is about. So power is nothing if it does not shape character. Power is nothing, is in fact abused when you use it for everything, all right, contrary to shaping character. Power is not for the purpose of laying hands on people, if I might say that, and just seeing them fall down. It's not about signs and wonders in the sense, that we've tended to use them. Yes, they are important, but that's not the end of power. It's not for raw demonstration. If that was it, Jesus would have celebrated those guys in Luke 10 and verse 17. But he didn't. The greatest lesson that he taught them from that encounter was that, gentlemen, I gave you power for a purpose. You have come back to report misuse of the power, and you're at risk of losing out on the benefit, which is that your name is written in heaven. The benefit does not accrue because of signs and wonders. After all, you are not the one doing signs and wonders anyway. You are not the one. You are being used as a channel for doing it. You are not the one doing it. That's the point he was making to them. But you have a responsibility for using the power to shape the lives of people. And if you want more of that, you see that in 2 Peter chapter 1. And you can read from like verse 3 to verse 8. You see the connection between the word of the leader and the character that is shaped, that you use the word to shape. Okay, perhaps the most potent source of the power of the leader is from the words of the leader. In the book of Ecclesiastes, you read, it says, where the word of a king is, there is power. So the leader relies more on his or her words as the source of power to shape the character of the people. If you look at the journey of Jesus, that's what he did. How many times did he demonstrate raw power, in order to shape the character of his guys? But he consistently spoke to them. He always spoke to them. It was all about teaching them. That was the channel for deploying the power in his words to shape their lives. And shaping their lives is shaping their character. It's shaping their character. So as a leader, don't go around misusing your power. An indication that you are misusing power is if your power is not shaping the character of the people who are following you. If your power is not shaping or reshaping the character of members of your team, you are missing it. No matter what you do as a leader, no matter how much profit you make, no matter what kinds of results you make, you would be like the followers of Jesus who came talking about how the demons were subject to them in his name. You would have missed it completely in terms of the purpose of your power. Power is given to shape character. If it doesn't shape character, you are failing, sir. You are failing. If you get hooked up on signs and wonders only, you know, you are missing it without knowing. You are missing it. It looks as if, you know, the power is producing something, but I guarantee you the power is producing the wrong thing. It's like one who is given seed, and you are given an orange seed. It's meant for producing oranges. But when we ask you for the harvest, you are bringing forth mangoes. You can see you misused the power that you were given. All right. That's what, you know, I'm sharing today. And I hope that, you know, you get the gist from this, and that you and I can pay more attention to using power henceforth for the right reasons. Let's use power. Power is required to do leadership right. Make no mistake about it. Without power, you can't be effective in your role as a leader. But there are different kinds of power. The most important is the one that comes from the words that you speak, because through your words, you transform and you shape your people into men and women of strong character. Therein lies the fruit that you are mandated to go and bring forth. It's not in dealing with the devil, as it were. It's ultimately what happens to the people. All right. And power does not automatically shape the character of people. It is your ability to use power for that purpose that makes that happen. In the same way that skill does not shape character. Okay. The power to shape character is different, and you need to learn and also be skillful in that area. All right. It's a special kind of skill. It's a special kind of training that you need for that purpose. So that's the nugget I'm sharing with you today on Leadership Monday. And let me thank you again for joining me. Thank you for your patience. So I'm back. You know, Olatunji Shobodu remains my name. And so I hope you join me again on Thursday for Leadership Monday. Thursday would be leadership in 30 minutes. Leadership in 30 minutes. You want to learn leadership like never before. You want to improve your capacity to lead and to do so right. Well, this is where you need to be. And I hope that you have subscribed to the channel so that you can be notified every time we are live. And I want to encourage you also to check out some of our programs. You can check it out in the description area, or you can also check out the Scroll. The Smart Leader program is a 30-day program, or 31 days because there's a bonus day, and it walks you through the essence, the real essence of leadership, how to conduct yourself as a leader, how to do leadership effectively and right. And it's something that you can do exclusively at your own convenience. It's by video. I recorded 30 videos. It will be delivered to you on daily basis. Each video is between 30 and 45 minutes. And you also have assignments in at the end of each video, which you're expected to submit on daily basis. And you get a response from me personally, all right, through another video recorded specially for you, in reaction to your assignment. What a way, all right, to interact with me without getting into executive coaching, which can be pretty expensive. But for those who have gone through that program, uh, they I'm sure they haven't recovered from it. It teaches you leadership from a different perspective. You know, it tells you what really matters and how to do leadership right. And if you love the model of Jesus, which I regard to be the best model of leadership, then you would enjoy it all the more. Okay. So that's it for today. See you again by God's grace on Thursday, when it will be the time for leadership in 30 minutes. Leadership in 30 minutes. It's been Leadership Monday today. Have a wonderful week and Merry Christmas in advance. God bless you. Bye bye.